Let me tell you about the exact moment I realized something about money that I wish I understood years earlier. I didn't realize it during a meeting. I didn't realize it during a conversation. I realized it when I received that calendar invite. And that moment changed how I think about income, retirement, and security forever. And if you're over 40, 50, even 60, this might be one of the most important videos that you watch in 2026. My name is Kim, 53 years old, and not long ago, I got laid off from my job of 7 years. Now, before I tell you what happened, I want to ask you something honestly. Are you worried that you may have to work longer than you initially planned? You can be honest, let me know in the comments, because a lot of people our age are quietly thinking about this, but nobody's talking about it. And I was certainly not talking about it either until that meeting invite showed up. And real quick, if you are over 40 and you want to learn how people are building a backup income stream online, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you want the blueprint that explains exactly how this works, check the link in the description and you can get all the free step-by-step information. Now, let me tell you what happened. Logging to work. One morning, our CEO sent an email to the entire company, and the email said that there was going to be staff reductions. But the part that really caught my attention was he said that the affected people would receive an email with a calendar invite. So of course, everyone in the company started checking their calendars, and a few minutes later, guess who got the calendar invite? And for a split second, I thought, well, maybe this is about something else. Maybe it's nothing. I'm overthinking it, but I had a feeling. And I texted one of my coworkers and I asked her one question. I said, did you get the meeting invite also? And she said no. And that's the moment that I knew. And if you're watching this video, you probably did everything right throughout your career, right? You worked hard. You showed up every day. You worked the overtime, the weekends, and you tried to save what you could. And you probably thought to yourself that if you just kept doing the right thing, everything would eventually work out. But unfortunately, things are changing. And I realized it that day that one paycheck is not security enough. And now here's the interesting part, because when I realized that, I started to pay attention to something I'd been ignoring for years. And what I discovered honestly shocked me. Because there are people quietly building income streams online that do not depend on their job at all. And once I started looking into it, I realized something even more surprising. A lot of the people that are doing it are 40, 50, even 60, 70 years old. The biggest myth that people believe is that online income is for young people. And it's simply not true. So when I started researching this, I discovered something called digital product. Now, if you've heard the term before, let me explain it simply. Digital products are simple. It's just things people buy online that don't require shipping. Things like online training or courses or guides or educational programs. And the interesting part is once these products are created, they can be sold over and over again. It's almost like an online college. People are getting their degrees online from colleges that are thousands of miles away. So it's like the same thing. The best part is you don't have to deal with inventory, shipping, warehouse. But here's what really caught my attention, because there are systems that teach people step by step how to do this. And that system is what I call the blueprint. And of course, when I first saw it, I had the same reaction that many people have because I thought, is this actually real? So let me ask you something honestly. When you see videos about people making money online, are you skeptical? And you know what? You should be, because I felt the same way. Let me know in the comments if you are skeptical about an online income. Are you curious? And here's the thing that I thought personally was, I was introduced to this, and I've seen videos on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all over the place, right? And people are showing their faces. And I thought to myself, you know what? If this isn't legit, people wouldn't be using their name. They wouldn't be showing their face because that would just be stupid, right? So I think that was my thought process with getting involved in something like that. And here's something else is once I understood actually how it worked, I realized something. It's not about getting rich overnight. It's about learning a new skill set, like starting a new job, right? When you first start a job, you're learning skills about that job. And the cool thing is once you learn those skills, you can use it again and again. And here's the part that gave me some serious FOMO. While I was at work, my full-time job, people were building income streams from their cell phones, not because they were special, not because they were influencers, but because they learned the system and learned new skills. And I realized something that hit me hard, that if I didn't start to learn this 5 years from now, I would still be in the exact same place that I was. And let me tell you, getting laid off at the age of 53, not many employers want to hire a 53-year-old. That's just the reality of it. That's just the reality of what it is. And let me know in the comments if you've been laid off in your 40s and 50s and you're having a very hard time finding a job. Because I know I'm not the only one. You can share your story in the comments because I'd love to hear about it. Now, do you currently, if you do work full-time right now, do you currently have a backup plan? If you did lose your job, the truth is our generation was taught something very different about money. We were taught to work hard, stay loyal, retire someday. But then layoffs start to happen. Companies change, industries change. And the smartest thing we can do to protect ourselves is build multiple income streams. Now, in the next video that I'm going to upload tomorrow, I'm going to explain something really interesting. And I'm going to explain why people over 40, 50, 60 actually have an advantage of building an online income. Most people don't realize this, but it's actually true. So if this video resonated with you at all, I want you to do two things. Number one, subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be sharing everything I'm learning about backup income streams. And two, if you want to see the exact blueprint that explains exactly how this works, you can check the link in the description below. And remember this, you are not too late. You are not too old. You are right on time to start building something for yourself.